I think this is probably my weirdest range of games in a collection of mine. Did that sentence make sense? I don't know. I'm not doing a retake. Anyways, here is my DS collection. And if you watched my 3DS collection video, you'll know that these cases are what hold a lot of my loose games or all of my loose games. And one's for Pokemon, one's for everything else. So we'll go over those at the end, and we'll start with my inbox games. We've got Scribblenauts. Oh my god, this game was so cool back in the day. There's been like multiple sequels to this game. I don't think there's anything that beats the original. If you somehow have never heard of Scribblenauts or don't know what it is, you play as this guy, and I don't even know if there's a story mode. There probably is. I always just played around in free play, but you can just type in anything and it will be created in the world for you to mess around with, like a spaceship or a guitar or a boat or a T-Rex or a dog or a bicycle. It'll just pop up. You type it in, boom, it's there. You can manipulate it. Endless hours of fun. And as a kid, when your imagination's running wild, it's just a good time. I'm sure that there is a story mode or a challenge mode or something where you have to like actually, make stuff to get to the objective or whatever. But this game was all about the free play mode for me. So great time. Going back to play it now, the magic isn't there, but now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I should actually give the non-free play modes a shot to see if it's fun. Because I don't remember ever playing anything else other than free play. But next game, Professor Layton and the Unwound Future. I got this included with some DSs that I bought a couple years ago. I've heard that a lot of people love the Professor Layton series. I've never heard of them. I'm a puzzle guy, so I should really give this a shot. But mostly, this was used to test DS lights or DSs, DSIs, whatever. This was my test cartridge, essentially. So I put this cartridge in the nastiest of DSs to see if it still read games. And that cartridge, I think, is actually, well, I think it used to be over there in my drawers, but no, it's probably in the case. What am I thinking? But yeah, I should give it a shot, but I haven't. So I don't know anything about it other than it seems to be a puzzle game. Honestly, sounds like fun. Maybe I should give that a try, but I'm currently in the middle of like 18 different games. So let's not start another one. This is another section we can probably breeze past in my DS collection, but avid Pokemon fan, you can watch me rank all of the Pokemon games except for ZA because when I recorded it wasn't out yet. But Pokemon Black 2, probably the most expensive video game in my collection. Definitely in the DS collection, possibly in my entire video game collection. It is ridiculously expensive. I don't know why. I've started this game 3 or 4 times now. Still just can't get into it. It is the only main series Pokemon game other than White 2 that I have not finished ever. I don't like Gen 5 and people really love Gen 5. It's not my thing. I've said it multiple times. Black and White are the reason why I got out of Pokemon when I was younger. When like this was the new game. I bought Black and White at launch, the first ones. I pre-ordered both of them as a child with all the money he had because he loved Gen 4 so much. He wanted to play the next latest and greatest Pokemon games day one. He wanted both of them. He wanted the whole experience and was devastated when no Pokemon returned. It was all new Pokemon and all the designs were ugly. I hated their soft reboot of the franchise. There's not many Pokemon from Gen 5 that I have any affection for. And while the story is all right, it's just they're not my games, especially as a child when I didn't really care about the story. And it made me not want to play Pokemon anymore. And so I never got Black 2 and White 2. And then once Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out, I came around, was like, all right, I'll give them a shot. And I was like, oh, wow, Pokemon's good again. Cool. And then I went back and played X and Y, and the rest is history. But yet, I still have not finished this game. I just can't bring myself to do it, even though there are returning Pokemon in Black 2 and White 2. Yeah, I will probably never play Black or White again because of the experience I had when I originally played them when they were the latest games. So, yeah, but I have it, but I'm starting to think that both of these are my girlfriend's copies because I know I have Black 2, but I'm pretty sure I don't have Black or White. So these might be my girlfriend's games. Maybe I did get Black. Huh. Okay. Maybe I do have Black in Black 2, but I don't have White or White 2 because they're also in here, and if I have them in here, then they are my games. So I don't know. Anyways, Pokemon Pearl. I prefer Diamond, but I don't have the case for it. Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum are some of my favorite games in the entire series. Gen 4 is where I started. It's really good all around. Love the generation. Love the Sinnoh region. Infernape's my favorite Pokemon, but it is definitely a slog. And so Platinum is the way to go. Diamond and Pearl's pacing is just way too slow. They fix it a little bit in Platinum. And then they made some really crappy remakes for the Switch. They're all right. They're just not something that I am excited about, and I would like a redo. Anyways, that's enough of that. New Super Mario Bros. This was my introduction to actual classic Mario. That's a lie. Actually, that is a lie. I just realized I grew up playing Super Mario Land well before the DS came out. So, yeah, that is just a lie. But this is probably where I fell in. No, because I fell in love with Super Mario Land, the original, not two. This was the second Super Mario Bros. Game that I ever played, and I really, really liked it. The mini games are awesome. The actual game itself is awesome. Man, I sat there for hours and would play. They don't show any, they show this mini game on the back. That's like the worst mini game. I would sit there and play the game where you're like trying to find the one hidden one amongst all of the other faces. That game that I'm hopefully putting B-roll of on screen. I played that endlessly. Even in this B-roll clip that I have, I played it for a very long time. I was addicted to it as a kid. I could play it for hours still now as an adult. A lot of the mini games are really fun, and just like the main game in general is also really fun. So yeah, I wonder how many kids my age are addicted to gambling because of this game. Anyways, my Japanese coach. Another one of those games that I got packed in with some DSs that I bought a couple of years ago, just like the Professor Layton games. I don't know what else to say about it. Brain Age, Sudoku included. I mean, I can just slide out the other game here. Brain Age and Big Brain Academy, some of the most iconic DS games there are. If you want to get smarter, if you want that big brain, you got to play these games. I doubt you can actually get smarter by playing either of these games, but the games in this are super fun, and these games are fun as well. But I think either of them are a great way to keep your mind active. But yeah, there's actually a cool story behind this that maybe one day I'll make a video on. But in one of the books, I think it's the impact of Iwata. They talk about Iwata talking to the I think it's the guy that made this game. Yeah, the Dr. Kawashima. That whole story about how this game came to be. It's a really cool story. I should make a video on that at some point. But anyways, those are all of my games that I have in box. I couldn't think of the word box, CIB. But I do have a few more games. Don't look at my 3DS collection. There's a whole video about that. That's already on this channel. It'll probably be linked at the end of the cards and probably in the description if I remember. But Diamond, Pearl, I need to stop slamming the table. Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Platinum. I have all of those. I just don't have all of them in cases. I only have Pearl of these guys. And then I have Black and Black 2, as I showed earlier in the cases. And then Pokemon Ranger. I really want to go back and play Pokemon Ranger. I bought this a couple years ago so I can go back and play it. And I played it for like B-roll, I think, on a video before. But I didn't sit down and play it. I loved this game. I only ever rented it from Blockbuster like once. But I remember being addicted to playing it until we had to take it back. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that one. We've got Madden 09, which means the Madden game on DS. It's not very good. and then Guitar Hero on Tour. The coolest DS game ever. I think I said that exact wording for Scribblenauts. This is so freaking cool. They made a Guitar Hero game for the DS. It's got the freaking grip attachment that slots into the GBA slot. It's genius. And you have the little guitar pick that's also a stylus. Oh, it's so cool, dude. I also rented this from Blockbuster. Oddly enough, on a trip to San Diego to visit my aunt and uncle when they lived down there, we rented it from a Blockbuster in San Diego. I don't know how I even came across it, but I also had just learned about Guitar Hero on like the 360 from my uncle on that trip. And so I saw it for the DS at Blockbuster. I'm like, I gotta rent this. And then I remember playing the crap out of that. That's how I learned about Blink 182 and Los Lonely Boys, I think is the band. Maroon 5, some bangers on this track list. And yeah, a lot of my music taste comes from Guitar Hero on Tour. But yeah, that is about it. No, that is actually it for my entire DS collection. I'm pretty sure. What was your favorite DS game? Let me know in the comments down below. And bye.